Hello guys and welcome to another Monster Hunter Rise video. This time I'll be showcasing the bow. Do bear in mind this is not a tutorial, this is just to show off the gameplay style of this weapon. So starting off with a bow, it does have something different from the majority of other weapons, which is basically it's a gunner style weapon, so it's more of a ranged weapon. So starting off, you have coatings which basically apply to your arrows, and each coating has different properties. I won't go like through them in too much detail, but straight off, like close range coating is something that you should be using if you're really close to the monster. You've got power coating, which is pretty much the most important coating that you'll have, and you should take every single time that you use the bow. You should take the power coating. Then depending on the bow, you can have access to poison, paralysis, or sleep coatings and blast coatings. So each of these like kind of self-explanatory apart from the blast, but I will not cover that in this video. So let's start with the moveset. So you press X to bring out the arrow. Then you pretty much use the triggers to aim, and use the right trigger to shoot your arrow. You can also charge your shots, and ideally you should charge your shots to the last level, which is the one that you see right here. Additionally, each time you shoot an arrow, you can basically shoot it and then press A to do a power shot. So it's quite good to actually make this your bread and butter combo. So you shoot a normal arrow, press A, and keep going at it. Also, there's also a move called the Dragon Piercer. So, and you can also charge it. So you can charge it to the second level and then press X and A, and it will do this move right here, which is quite powerful. But it also binds you to the spot. So you should only use this when you have a large opening with a monster. Last but not least, pressing A gives you the access to use kind of like this arrow swipe. You can use it for small monsters, so just do bear that in mind. In terms of wire bug skills, so then again you have two, but this time you have to press the R button. So RX pretty much does this evade skill. So the good thing about this evade skill is that it restores stamina quickly in comparison to the normal stamina recovery. And the second wire bug skill, it uses your wire bug and focuses it on your arm, can I say elbow, and apparently it increases the power of your shots. So it's very good to keep that in mind and use it like whenever you can actually. It does take 2 wire bug slots though, so do bear that in mind. Also, something I forgot to say, so you can also apply coatings. And the way you apply coating, you just press L to select the coating and then X and B to cycle through them. And then to finally apply them, so I'll try to apply the power coating, you press X. And as you can see by the little icon right there, the coating is pretty much applied. So let's go and hunt the Great Izuchi. Also, something that I will do during this video, I'm not going to explore the endemic life too much, or doing the mounting mechanic, because the purpose of this video it's to actually show off the weapon. So here he is. You know, right now he's quite peaceful. Well, so let's start with the Dragon Piercer. Well, that was quite a fail. We're not gonna do that after all. I've already lost stamina. Okay, so just need to. So do bear in mind also, I'm coming from Monster Hunter Generations, and I did flip the trigger buttons. So the triggers are acting as my L or my R buttons. So the controls are kind of like switched for me. So I'm still adapting to that. So if I do something silly, you already know what it is. Okay, so let's go. So there's something also important to say, which is you need to keep the critical distance as well. So there's like a range, which is the one that you see right now. Not right now, like whenever the range is like on orange, That should be your critical distance, if I'm not mistaken. I need to check. I need to look at the numbers and see if those match up. So let's see about that. Just do some live testing right now. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. So whenever you're on orange, if you look at the reticle, if it's orange, you're like within critical distance. You should keep yourself within critical distance as much as you can, so you can ensure that you're doing the most damage to the monster. So there you go. There's a large opening. Let's try to get him with the Dragon Piercer. As you can see, it does some good damage. It's decent. Let's try to avoid that. So in terms of beginners, would I recommend this weapon to a beginner? To be very honest, like, to start the game with a bow, I don't think it would be the best decision, because not only like it's a gunner weapon, so gunner weapons tend to have less defense, but it was confirmed that you will get less elemental defense. Actually, more elemental defense. You get less elemental defense if you're using a physical weapon. So with gunner weapons, you take more physical damage. So to start it, I wouldn't really recommend it due to that. And also, as you can see, you also need to be very careful with your stamina management. So there's some, and like, to do that, and if you're unfamiliar with the game, like, it's not, I don't think it's the best decision. So I wouldn't start with a bow if you're a beginner. Do you disagree with me? If you do, you feel free to incinerate me in the comments. I would appreciate that. So in terms of, if you're a veteran and you've been maining bow for a long time and you're looking for a switch, obviously I would recommend the other two ranged weapons, which is heavy bowgun and the light bowgun. So if you're looking for that, I think those two weapons are pretty much like the best replacement. The best replacement if you're trying to keep yourself like at a distance. I have to admit as well, like, something that I did try to use before recording this video, like while I was practicing with a bow, I did try to use the wire bug to get kind of a Breath of the Wild moment where you could try to shoot an arrow while you're in the air, and like I failed completely. So I don't know if it's possible. I'm not going to claim it's impossible, but it didn't seem to be the case. So let me try to poison him. Okay. Did keep that spacing right there. So in that sense, that was alright. So he's poisoned right now. So you can take advantage of the ailments, and it's very good if you do so. I'm still using the... Okay. So let's see if we can sleep bomb him, because it's actually one of my favorite techniques if I'm taking the bow. And one of the good things about sleep bombing is if the monster is asleep, the first amount of damage that you do, and it's a single hit, like I think it does double or triple damage. Okay, I'm in trouble right now. Okay, let's heal. Just so I don't die here. And what is supposed to be some kind of like informational video would become an informational video on how to die. And we don't want that. Let's see if he falls asleep. Okay, so he's asleep now. One of the ways you can tell if he's asleep is normally the music stops when they fall asleep, so you can use that as like an audio cue. So one of the good things about this is that you can pretty much wake him up with bombs, and you can also use your Dragon Piercer for some good damage. And there you go. Just look at that. That was almost 200 damage, which was absolutely massive. There you go, and he's dead. So that was it. And that, guys, was the bow. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications on my next video. So this is License to Skill. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.